Okay, so tonight we have a debate between breaking down the wall of lies and Red's rhetoric. This is going to be a structured, moderated debate. I'm going to give each of the guys 5 minutes to introduce themselves, and then 10 minutes to give their case for why they think what they think, and then they will each get 10 minutes to rebut each other. And then after that, we will go into a moderated back and forth for however long we need to go. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Thank you, Break. Thank you, Donna.
No problem.
And I think we might as well just get this show on the road. So I'll get a timer started, Break, and then you can just introduce yourself. Okay, Google, start a 5-minute countdown. Okay, off you go.
Okay, I'm breaking down the wall of lies, and I got into this about 1.5 years ago after hearing all the arguments as regards whether we went to the moon, whether we didn't go to the moon, etc., etc. As far as I'm concerned, there is no strong argument at all or any proof whatsoever that we live upside down on a spinning ball. So that's why I'm here and I'm arguing the case for the truth. And the truth will always prevail. Thank you.
Okay, if you're done with the intro, that's brilliant. All right, Reds, everyone knows who you are, but do you want to just give a quick hello?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Red. I'm that ugly fuck from Florida. Anywho, I got into this maybe, it must be going on 4 years now, after I had my first conversation with a flat earther. And after I asked him to prove to me that the earth was indeed flat, he was unable to do so. And in turn, he said, well, you know what? I'm going to make a channel dedicated to flat earth. And I said in reply, well, I'm going to make a channel dedicated to debunking you and anything that spews the same type of bullshit as you do. And yeah, that's where we are right now. So I go out, I do observations. I am also known for filming rocket launches, measuring altitude of space stations, so on and so forth. If you want to see my rocket launches, there's a playlist on my channel. I hope you do. And with that, I'm looking forward to getting into this debate. We'd love to finally hear evidence for the first time ever that the Earth is actually flat.
Okay, right. So we didn't need the 5 minutes for intros. So we'll just get straight into each of you going to get a 10-minute chance to state your case for why you think what you think. Breaking down the wall lies is going to get to go first. So, okay, Google, start a 10-minute countdown.
Okay, I know some of you guys might have heard this for the last show we did with Craig on Red's channel, but I'm going to, at the risk of boring some of you, for those of you that haven't heard, I'm going to start with a similar opening statement. I'll provide my proofs when it comes for the 10 minutes. So what I'd like to do is just read a little out to you. The shape of the earth. Firstly, let me say that we can only base our own ideas on the shape of the earth with the information to which we are presented and to which we can verify using our own senses. There is an old saying, seeing is believing, and for most that is at the very heart of the problem. So it is the same for the masses, sadly. The only way they can ever change their minds is to see with their own two eyes the truth of the shape of the earth and its size. And that is something NASA and nearly every institution worldwide is doing their damnedest to prevent. Let me further expound. You would think that after 60 years since NASA's beginning in 1958, with over 135 shuttle missions and over 300 astronauts flying into so-called space according to NASA's own statistics, up until July 21st, 2011. And that's not even including all the more recent space flights and astronauts entering the Earth's orbit, that there would be some kind of acclaimed or conclusive evidence of the shape of the Earth. But incredibly, there is still no clear, concise, or even close to accurate data provided by the authorities worldwide on the matter in question. So then we have to ask ourselves the question, why not? Why is there no conclusive evidence of the shape of the Earth, that we live upside down in a spinning ball? Why is there no conclusive data to show people? Why is there no proof, no unequivocal, unmistakable, indisputable, incontrovertible undeniable proof at all to be found from any whatsoever of the institutions, nor has there ever been any recorded standard or benchmark as to the shape of our Earth and its actual size. Instead, we're presented with nothing more than primitive archetypes and countless half-truths, all accumulating to nothing more than mystery, and yet some still wonder why conspiracies emerge. Think about it. Constantly bombarded by fake imagery and nothing but assumptions. Again, no actual proof, all very cleverly concocted by a small group of pseudoscientists, all working hand in hand with NASA and all other major space agencies from all around the world, who are at the very root of the lies. All part of an elite group with this very same goal to keep secret the shape and size of our Earth to the very nature of our own universe and reality, and also more than likely our true history. TVO channels, news, documentary channels such as History, Nature, Universe, even Ancient Aliens promoting the globe model. Children being educated, but I would say more brainwashed in pseudoscience theories, constantly not science fact, the nonsensical boloth at the heart of it all. Fashionable books and magazines all presenting the same lies concerning the shape of the Earth, including all major newspapers. Anyone who questions the shape of the Earth according to the institutions is being classed as a raving lunatic, conspiracy theorist, foolish or uneducated, not understanding true science, which is downright ridiculous when it is because when we're presented with a ball of madness and gravity, the pseudoscience surrounding it made up from theory upon theory and simply there to muddy the waters, that is when we begin to question the ridiculous nature or root of the pseudoscientific nonsense to which the new breed of scientists are telling us their truth, when even they themselves know it is nothing short of lunacy. Not one image have I been able to find, whether picture or video, on the whole of the web or in a book or a newspaper that could help me decide what is the shape of the Earth, and that's a fact. So until I can or I am shown conclusive proof of the shape of the Earth along with its true size, I will be unable to accept all the constant half-truths that have become nothing more than the usual crap we are all accustomed to, and that's a fact. Thank you.
Okay, so you finished with 5 minutes remaining. Reds, I'll just reset the timer and then you can do your opening statement.
Sure. Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. Okay, Google.
Sorry, Craig.
Sorry,
Was that first introduction a 5-minute one then that I just introduced myself and then the next one was a 10?
Well, we'd already done the brief introduction, so if you just want to carry on, you've still got 5 minutes left if you want to carry on.
I want to carry
sorry,
on.
Reds, we're just letting him carry on with his 5 minutes.
Yeah, is this? Can I provide some proofs at this?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to screen share, I can show that to everybody.
No, hold on. I'll just read them out if you don't mind.
So what exactly is going on here? Is this the part where we provide evidence, or is this just part of the opening statement?
You're going to
give
your statement and provide some evidence.
What I would like to do, if possible, is just before we get into a sort of, I don't know, argument style thing, I'd like to get some of the reasons why I believe what I believe as part of my introduction, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you another 5 minutes starting from now, okay? So
thank you.
If you want to screen share, I can present that to everybody.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
Okay, some of the reasons that I believe strongly in what I believe, that we do not live in a spinning ball upside down. I do not accept the model that is put forward to us by NASA and the other major space organizations, the institutions, science or otherwise, is because there are a stack load of proofs that I believe point clearly towards the Earth being flat, okay, and not a bowl. First one, the horizon always appears perfectly flat, 360 degrees around the observer regardless of altitude. All amateur balloon, rocket, plane and drone footage show a completely flat horizon over 20 plus miles high. Only NASA and other government space agencies show curvature in the fake CGI photos and videos. The horizon always rises to eye level of the observer as altitude is gained, so you never have to come down to look and see it. If Earth were in fact a globe, no matter how large, as you ascended the horizon would stay fixed, and the observer or the view would have to tilt, looking down further and further to see it. The natural physics of water is to find and maintain its level. If the Earth were a giant sphere tilted, wobbling and huddling through infinite space, then truly flat, consistently level surfaces would not exist. But since Earth is in fact an extended flat plane, this fundamental physical property of fluids finding and remaining level is consistent with experience and our common sense. Rivers run down to sea level, finding the easiest course, north, south, east and west. All other intermediary directions over the Earth at the same time. If Earth were truly a spinning ball, then many of these rivers would be impossibly flowing uphill. For example, the Mississippi in its 3,000 miles would have to ascend 11 miles before reaching the Gulf of Mexico. One portion of the Nile River flows for 1,000 miles with a fall of only 1 foot. Parts of the West African Congo, according to the supposed inclination and movement of the ball Earth, would be sometimes running uphill and sometimes down. This would also be the case for the Parana, Paraguay and other long rivers. If Earth were a ball 25,000 miles in circumference, as NASA and modern astronomy claim, spherical trigonometry dictates the surface of all standing water must curve downward, an easily measurable 8-inch per mile multiplied by the square of the distance. This means along a 6-mile channel of standing water, the Earth would dip 6 feet on either end from the central peak. Every time such experiments have been conducted, however, standing water is proven to be perfectly level. Surveyors and engineers and architects are never required to factor the supposed curvature of the Earth into their projects. Canals, railways, bridges and tunnels, for example, are always cut and laid horizontally, often over hundreds of miles without any indication of curvature. Suez Canal, connecting the Mediterranean with the Red Sea, is 100 miles long without any locks, making the water an uninterrupted continuation of the two seas. When constructed, the Earth's supposed curvature was not taken into account by any engineer whatsoever. It was dug along a horizontal datum line 26 feet below sea level, passing through several lakes from one sea to the other, with the datum line and water's surface running perfectly parallel over 100 miles.
1 minute, 20 seconds left.
Fine. Engineer W. Winkler published in the Earth Review regarding the Earth's supposed curvature, stating, as an engineer of many years standing, I saw that this absurd allowance is only permitted in school books. No engineer would dream of allowing anything of the kind. I have projected many miles of railways and many more canals, and the allowance has not even been thought of, much less allowed for. This allowance for curvature means this, that it is 8 inches for the first mile of a canal and increasing at the ratio by the square of the distance in miles. Thus, a small navigable canal for boats, say 30 miles long, will have, by the above rule, an allowance for curvature of 600 feet. Think of that, and then please credit engineers as not being quite such fools. Nothing of the sort is allowed. We no more think of allowing 600 feet for a line of 30 miles of railway or canal than of wasting our time trying to square the circle. The London and North West Railway forms a straight line 180 miles long between London and Liverpool. The railroad's highest point, midway at Birmingham Station, is only 240 feet above sea level. In the world, if the world were
that's your time break. I'll just let you finish that thought.
Yeah, thank you very much. If the world were actually a globe, however, curving 8 inches per mile squared, the 180-mile stretch of railroad would form an arc with the centre point at Birmingham raising over a mile, a full 5,400 feet above London and Liverpool. How ridiculous. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So, Red, I'll give you 10 minutes now. Give your best evidence as to why you think the Earth is the shape that you think it is. Okay, Google, start a 10-minute countdown. And go.
Sure. Well, I do have to say, first off, that I'm very disappointed that we have yet to hear any evidence for the flat Earth. But I guess we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with something that I think all of you will not deny exists. It's called the sky. Because the fact is this, that what you observe above your head, or how you observe above your head, can tell you a lot about what's under your feet. An equatorial mount is a mount for telescoping cameras that compensate for the Earth's rotation relative to the sky. It works by having one rotational axis parallel to the Earth's axis. The advantage of an equatorial mount lies in its ability to allow the instrument attached to it to stay fixed to any celestial object while driving only one axis at a constant speed. You know, that tool that is impossible for it to work on a flat Earth? Geometrically impossible? This mount works so well that it is used by astrophotographers because it corrects for field rotation, which is a huge benefit because field rotation will ruin any large or long exposure shot. So the most beautiful thing about the EQ mount is that it works, and the implications are massive. When trying to model an EQ mount working as it does in reality, it must be placed on the surface of a sphere. With that, I'm going to direct your attention to a first link, which I will post in the description of this debate. When modeled to comport with actual observations, including the observation that the EQ mount works, the only model that results in zero contradictions is the round Earth model. To make matters worse, or better, depending on which side of the debate you're on, it also verifies the size of our Earth. Because if you were at the North Celestial Pole, the axis of your mount would have to be pointing straight up. Move to the equator, the axis would have to be turned by 90 degrees in order for the EQ mount to make those epic observations again. The distance between those 2 points, along with the difference in angle, allows us to get a value for the radius of the Earth. So not only does this mount have to be on a sphere in order for it to work, it also has to be on a sphere the size of the Earth to comport with reality. Wow, we didn't need to go to NASA, did we? Wow. It's great. It's great when basic observations do something that flat earthers are unable to do, even though some of them have been doing this for over a year. On October 1st, 2017, fellow YouTuber Slice Arcane posted a video where a bunch of volunteers from all over our beautiful round Earth measured the altitude angle of the sun during the equinox. Their goal, again, was to find if the round Earth model would agree with the data gathered from their observations. So participants in 9 different countries conducted the simple observation, which is similar to the Eratosthenes observation done over 2,000 years ago, but with the help of the internet. Using the latitude of each participant, the sun's elevation angle was measured during solar noon for each location. These angles were then placed on a sphere to see if the angles corresponded quarterly. Spoiler alert. When the lines of altitude were plotted, the only model that resulted in zero contradictions was the globe model. This observation even verified the accepted size of our globe, because the stick lines, which are the lines that were perpendicular to the Earth's surface during the observation, all converge to a point being the center of the sphere. When these same lines were modeled on a flat Earth, they gave us contradictory answers for the location of the sun, which means that this simple observation, not done by NASA, debunks the flat Earth in its entirety. And lucky for Slice Arcane, his data also comports with my observation that I did with my video, Satanicism.com versus the sun, which will be linked for in the description. The sun has a known angular size of 0.53 degrees wide as seen from Earth. If you were to look at the sun through a solar filter and track it all day long like I did 2 years ago, you would see that the sun would remain the same size in the frame. In order for the sun to have roughly the same angular size in the sky, we would expect it to do a few things on a flat Earth. We would expect it to rise at one angular size, grow to 3 to 4 times bigger midday, and then shrink again to the size it was when it initially rose. Guess what we don't see happen? Wow, we didn't need to go to NASA for that one either. We're on a roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters. However, if you are a little well off or have some epic support, hashtag Reds fans are the best fans, you can actually obtain another piece of equipment that actively debunked what Breaking Down the Wall of Lies has already done. So let's go ahead and break down his wall of lies. If you have a drone and you rise up, you will actually see that the altitude drops as you gain altitude. Proof of this is listed on my channel, and you can click on it and watch it for yourself. Not only that, but if you take a screenshot of the horizon like I did at 1,638 feet and compress it from left to right, you will also see that there is indeed curvature of the image from left to right. So despite the claim that we don't see the horizon dropping with altitude, and despite the claim that we don't see curvature from left to right, we actually do. And we didn't have to go to NASA to figure that out. What about this? We also know that Lake Pontchartrain has a Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. If you were to go to the Hilton Hotel, go up to the 6th floor with a Nikon P900 or P1000, which seems to be better, you can actually see the bridge curving with the Earth. And why does it do this? Isn't the bridge level? Yes, it is. The bridge is level. Level does not mean flat. Get your head out of your ass if you still think that. If you have a shelf and it's crooked, the surface of the shelf is flat. Is it level? No. Then stop using these words interchangeably. You're embarrassing yourself. Next, DJI isn't done yet because fellow YouTuber Sean Huffer did the same observation with his drone, which will be link 7 in the description. What he did was very simple. He had his drone at a set altitude and waited until the sun was visible during sunrise. As soon as it was just visible, he dropped altitude and the sun disappeared again. The geometry of a spherical Earth predicts that this would be the case. And when he tested it, it turned out to actually be the case. You know what model doesn't make that prediction? You're correct, the flat Earth model. See, we're already gang. And all without having to go to NASA and spending millions of dollars. So now let's go ahead and do one more thing, which I like, my blink test or observations done by YouTuber MC the MC1, which will be link 10 in the description. He went out to the shoreline and was able to see ships disappearing over the horizon. Not only that, but my observations done at Tampa Bay also showed that nearly 300 feet of the Tampa Bay skyline was gone. It was blocked by the curvature of the Earth. And I cherry-picked a day to make sure that the observations I would get were as clear as possible. So with all this put together, we have a cumulative case that the Earth is the shape it is the size that it is, which can be done by basic equipment that you can get on the fucking internet or Amazon, and you don't have to go to NASA whatsoever. So what we did here is that we took a wall of lies and we broke it down. Unfortunately, the people who are building the wall of lies are the people who have been indoctrinated by the flat Earth conspiracy nuts. With that, I am done.
Is that it? My gosh, that was weak.
That was called a mic drop, my friend.
Yeah, that was called a weak argument. Is that your proofs? I could go on all day listing proofs. See, your experiments are nothing but crap.
Oh, really?
Your Tampa Bay experiment's nothing but a set of still shots. That's all it is. Where's your unedited proof?
Still shots? Dude, all I did was take pictures. You don't need to take video in order to do a blink test.
Video. Where's your video?
All right, guys, stop. This isn't the point with the back and forth, okay? Break. What I'm going to do now is give you 10 minutes to rebut what Reds has just said, okay? So, Reds has just given a bunch of proof, so I'll start the 10 minutes from now. Go ahead and rebut.
Yeah, Red's talking absolute crap. He's nothing but a brainwashed soldier for NASA as far as I'm concerned. Every single thing that comes out of NASA's mouth he believes. He mentioned the sky. The sky's got nothing to do whatsoever with what's under our feet in the shape of the Earth. You know, he denies all the high altitude balloon footage, 120, 130,000 feet, and it rises to the eye level. It doesn't curve away into the distance. Okay, so he denies all of that, yet he mentions the sky. Sky's got nothing to prove the shape of the Earth. Neither has the planets, the distance of the planets, and all that rubbish. Okay, so that's that one bunged out the park straight away. I looked through Red's videos. I spent, a couple of hours looking through his videos. He's got rockets. Whoopie-doo, man. Pyrotechnics show. That's all NASA ever shows. Anyone who's ever watched NASA and the rockets, go watch again. All they do is fire them up so far. You don't get a front cockpit view. You get a view of behind them. As soon as they detach one of the shuttle parts or whatever it is, as soon as that falls back down to Earth, you get the view of that, and that's it. And then the footage is ended. They're all seen falling back down to Earth which tells me they can't even get up there. Where's the proof of being in true space? Because if you want to present the ISS as true proof of being in space, that's a load of crap. And as regards Red's experiment, so-called he captured the ISS, take a good look at it, guys. The thing disappears in between. I sent him a video on his channel for anyone that wants to look about a black light projector. All that thing was a projection. You know, we spent ages on a crap video telling everyone that, you know, it couldn't have been a plane because a plane. Listen, every bit of information that Red Rhetoric has ever based these arguments upon is from NASA, is from the organization that is masters of deception. Okay? Brainwashed from birth, from infancy. I don't know if he's had some trauma in his life where he has to rely on NASA for all these information. I don't need to rely on NASA. I seen through NASA in about 1 hour. I watched the moon landing conspiracies done by Fox TV. Anyone who wants to go in there or dares to watch them, who's the brainwash guys like I was, I had no reason to doubt that if we lived on a bowl. All of a sudden I watched these documentaries and it showed clearly we don't live in a bowl. They never went to the moon. The footage that they showed is absolutely invalid. It's fake. It's done in a movie studio. Still images and all that rubbish. They've lost the telemetry data to go back to the moon. Yet it was the technology was based on a Nintendo DS. Come on, guys, wake up. And Red's just taking you down a garden path. Listen, when this all comes out, when it does, because it's only a matter of time before NASA tells the truth that it's all been lies, unless they come up with some other hoax, you know, to try and prevent that. It's absolute nonsense. The sun and moon are close. Red triangulated the distance of the ISS through a projection that he recorded on a camera, several cameras. It was a projection. Go take a proper look at it, guys. That is not a solid object. And put it like this, there was no reflection. Once it showed onto the black of space, there was no reflection from it, okay? So you've got the sun up there, or the sun, whatever. You've got the light from the moon. You're telling me the light for the moon never reflected off the ISS? It's got all those reflective panels. As soon as that disappears over the white moon's surface, because it's a black projection, it disappears into nothing. Wake up. Honestly, you believe in a pack of lies. We've all been brainwashed from birth. As soon as you walk into the classroom, there's a globe. Look, kids, there's a, you know, this is the world we live on. There's Australia, it's upside down on the bowl, yet they've never shown any proof. The Himawari, Red used the Himawari when I was in the debate with Craig, and he said, oh, you know, you're not heard of this. I went and looked at it. It zooms into cloud level, so think about it. You've got a telescope, a satellite, 1 million miles away. Think about the ridiculousness of it. You got a telescope satellite 1 million miles away that zooms in, takes a 24-hour time lapse to the moon going across the earth, and they can't zoom in to people upside down in a bowl or people in the United Kingdom. Come on, guys. You believe in this? As Jim Carrey said, you're buying the fish story. What the hell? Wake up, man. He measured the distance. He triangulated the distance of the ISS or whatever he did. So why is he not triangulated the distance of the corpuscular rays coming from the sun? Because in every single high-altitude balloon footage shows the sun just up there, just above the clouds. People know that sun is not 93 million miles away, and it wouldn't change in size at all like it does. It comes in from a horizon, it goes up in the sky, so it's small to big and to small, okay? 93 million miles away, a sun there would not change in size. Think about it. The moon's up there too. They both sit up there, not far away from us, and you know, guys are believing this. Honestly, look into MK Ultra brainwashing.
Can we try and keep it on track as to what Red's brought up for now?
Yeah, well, I am opposing what he's saying.
Okay, just on about his specific arguments that he brought up. Just try and keep it to that now, and then we'll go into other stuff later on. Okay.
Okay, as I said, you would not see a difference in size of the sun if it was 93 million miles away. Listen, they've changed the distance to the sun several times. The philosophers, all them that wanted to say we lived on a spinning ball upside down, they've changed the distance. They'll change the goalposts every time. Okay. The Van Allen radiation belts that apparently Apollo 11 went through. Now, apparently, the Van Allen radiation belts are outside the moon's orbit. They're further distance than the moon. This is all, guys, because they have no answer. It's a pack of lies. They tell you a story. Later on, they change the goalposts. They'll change the distances, the sizes. They'll change the rhetoric. And red herring rhetoric is leading you down a garden path. That's all he's doing. As I said, brainwashed soldier for NASA. He doesn't even know it. Okay? And you guys are following him. Go do your own research. Don't trust me, and certainly don't trust him. Go do your own research. There's 10 flattest places on the Earth. They all show clearly that the Earth is flat. There is no curvature whatsoever. And Red's Tampa Bay, Florida experiment, as I said to you, nothing but still shots. Let's see the unedited footage. I've not looked through all Red's videos, but what I'd like to say is I'm going to take time and I'm going to scrutinize those videos, because what I've seen up to now and what I've heard is the usual narrative. And where does he get his narrative from? Textbook. Okay, you need to look beyond the textbook, guys. If you want to understand truth and reality from lies and deception, that's the stuff that's been pulled over your eyes, start looking into yourself, guys. Honestly, my playlist is filled with stuff like this. Go look at it. And the picture's far bigger than what you think it is. We're all arguing about the shape of the earth. Let me tell you something. They're happy we're doing this because the institutions above us, they've got other plans. We ain't going to any Mars, okay? Moon to Mars. Just come on. Honestly.
Right, 1 minute left. Do you want to cover anything else that Red said?
Just one last thing. Red, wake up. Thank you.
Okay, right. You had 1 minute left there. Reds, I will restart the clock for you now. You have 10 minutes to rebut anything that Breaking Down the Wall of Lies has said. Go.
Perfect. My God, I have never seen somebody complain and moan over and over again about stuff that I didn't even bring up. When did I bring up NASA? When did I bring up the Van Allen radiation belts? When did I bring up the moon landing? Oh, geez. Not only is this guy called Breaking Down the Wall of Lies, but I think he should change his name to Breaking Down the Wall of Earwax, because apparently he wasn't listening. So let's try this again, but slower so that the flurf can actually understand me. It's not that we observe our sky. It's how we observe things above our sky. So let's go ahead and say that one more time. It's how we observe things. If an equatorial telescope mount works, then that means that there is some geometric consequences to the fact that it works. What are those geometric consequences? The geometric consequences are that it cannot work on a flat Earth. Did I have to go to NASA for that? No, I actually only had to do was get an equatorial telescope mount, which can be bought off of Amazon. Next, he said that my observation of the International Space Station was a hologram. So this guy wants to say that there's this big conspiracy going on, that it was a projection, it was a hologram, it wasn't real, it was whatever. Where is his evidence? Where is his evidence to show that a projection of that kind is possible? Not only that, but projections are made of light. I've never heard of a projection that blocks light, like, oh, I don't know, the light coming from the moon. So basically, this guy is, my good friend, Breaking Down the Wall of Lies, is just full of shit. So let's go up on that one. He goes, where is the distance to the sun and angular size? Yes, the angular size of the sun will always be a sticking point for the flat Earth. On a flat Earth model with a sun either 3,000 or 4,000 miles up, being small and local, as this guy would like to assert, we would expect to see some change to its angular size. Well, not just some, by a factor of 3, we would expect to see a change to its angular size, but we don't. Because unfortunately, the actual law perspective is kind of a bitch for the flat earth movement, which is why they would like to make their own that magically makes parallel lines cross over in the distance. So what is the actual law perspective? Alpha equals 2 times the arctan of G over 2R. Breaking down the wall of lies isn't going to understand it, so educate yourself so you can find out just how full of shit this guy is. Next, if you guys would like to do your own observations, I do, but be warned. If you do your own observations, you're going to come to the correct conclusion. You're going to know the truth. And that truth is that we do not live on a magical space pizza that is breaking every single law of trigonometry known to man. And as soon as you come out with that, you're going to be called a shill, a liar, or whatever, because you have independent evidence to show that the conspiracy nut doesn't know what the hell that they're talking about, and they have been indoctrinated by people who are full of more shit than they are. I swear, dude, get rid of the indoctrination. Break out of that. Educate yourself. Learn a little. Maybe then you can actually understand the beautiful world that you live in. But as of right now, you're clueless, man. You're absolutely clueless. Next, do you need videos to do a blink test? Oh, you don't? Then why are videos of the Tampa Bay skyline actually important? No, I didn't take videos because that would be irrelevant. I took images because that's all that's needed to do a blink test. You blink between the 2 images to see if there is a difference. And there is a difference. I'll give you guys a hint. Do you want to know what that difference is? The difference is that in one image taken further away, the skyline is blocked by a giant hump of water. Gee, I wonder why that is. Could that be because of the geometry of the planet that water is on? Gee, it can't get any flatter than water, right? Because according to the Flurfs, water always finds its level. Well, guess what? I do agree. Water always does find its level. Level just means tangent to the pull of gravity. That's all that is. Next, Himawari. Himawari, I never brought up, so I'm not sure why the fuck he brought that up, but we'll move on from there. Every piece of information that I got, you don't need to go from NASA. You don't need to go to SpaceX, JAXA, ULA, or Roscosmos, or any of these other companies that have found a way to get their asses to orbit. You don't need to go to any of them. You just need to do what we have done. Go out and actually do the observations, measure the angular size of the sun and see how it does not change, and then learn why that is incompatible with the flat earth model. Do the sun altitude observation like Slice Barkane did with his volunteers. Do that and see how his results are incompatible with the flat earth model. In fact, it shows a contradiction with the flat earth model. Go ahead and do long distance observations like what I did at Tampa or what Soundly does at Lake Pontchartrain. Do that and see how you can see directly the curvature of the earth. Do your drone, center your horizon in the center of frame, and then squash it from left to right. You will see a visible curve in the image. Or have a static image and then rise up, and you will see that the horizon drops as altitude is gained. So these jackasses that constantly want to assert that we don't have evidence for this, or this is all NASA conspiracy bullshit. We didn't have to go to NASA for any of this. We didn't have to go to NASA for any of it. You all can verify this for yourself, and please do, because the very moment you do, breaking down the wall of lies is going to have a lot more enemies to deal with, because unfortunately, his main enemy is reality. And unfortunately, reality doesn't give a shit about your feelings. So breaking down, my last thing I'm going to say to you, wake up, dude. You've been hopelessly indoctrinated. You've been fooled. You've been lied to. You have been just taken for a sucker, and you are just gobbling the shit up, dude. I actually feel bad for you. You know, I said in my comment section that this was going to be my easiest victory. I think I'm right. With that, I relinquish the rest of my time to the moderator.
Sorry, I was muted there. Right, yeah, Reg, you had 4 minutes 20 left. Well done. We're going to go into a moderated back and forth now. I want to remind both of the contestants tonight that you will not talk over each other. Please let each other finish their thoughts. but do not gish gallop a bunch of stuff. Try to stick to one thing at a time and let each other respond. Donna, would you like to add anything?
No, I think what you said there, Craig's fair point.
Okay, so with that, guys, go ahead and please try and be courteous to each other, okay?
Okay, I'd like to say, Red, all you try to do is tell people to ignore their own senses for centuries or tens, decades of years. That's what NASA's tried to do. You're saying about doing your own experiments and all that. All these have been done, as you pointed out. You did the one where it's like the shadow of the sun at 2 different points. All these have been pointed out and debunked. The one with Tampa Bay, Florida, I think what happened is you blinked and you missed the truth. It ran by you. Your experiments are weak, and anyone looking at, especially at the Himawari images. So as I said before, and the reason I brought it up is because the last debate that me and Craig had, you jumped in there and you were on about the Himawari. How comes you're not mentioning it this time? Let's hear how good the Himawari is. It sits just on the Earth's orbit. It's up there. It's got a big telescope on it, and it's taking images every, as you corrected, Craig, 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Because you know, you've got a good brain for retaining these things.
Get to the point, dude.
But, yeah, I'm going to get to, excuse me, you're no the moderator.
Yeah, Red, could you just wait till it's your turn, please?
Thank you. At the end of the day, you got a good brain for retaining things. So let's hear how fantastic your Himawari is. That telescope at 100 million miles, how ridiculous. Takes a time lapse of the moon going across the Earth, and yet you can't zoom into the United Kingdom in real time and show people on the side of a bowl, or you can't show them in Australia upside down in a bowl. Listen, I don't know why you are arguing for these NASA guys. They're laughing at you all the way to the bank. Okay, let's hear how good your Himawari is. Tell us all about the fantastic. And what about the Epic? What about the Epic as well? That rubbish that the Epic come up with, the camera, the footage, and all that nonsense. Everybody that looks at it knows clearly it's fake. It's CGI nonsense. Okay, you'd have to be brainwashed to believe it. How good's your stuff? Where's your evidence? And you say we don't need NASA? All you've used is NASA. Most of your videos are rocket takeoffs, SpaceX. It's pyrotechnics. We can all do it. NASA gets 50 million a day.
All right,
Okay.
you've made a few points there, Break. Let Reds do some responding, please.
That's why. So I'm going to go ahead and try this very simple. Break. Very simply. Name one thing you want me to address and stick with it. I'm not going to respond to your diatribe that's going to go on for hours and hours and hours. Pick one thing and stick with it. Do you want me to talk about Epic? Do you want me to talk about Himawari? Do you want me to talk about the blink test? Do you want me to talk about my ISS transit observation? Pick one and stick with it.
Okay. I'd like you to answer the question, how the hell can we have a telescope probe that takes a picture or a time lapse over 24 hours of the moon transit in the Earth, a million miles away. I got that one wrong. A million miles away, and yet we can't get live footage of people in the United Kingdom walking about on the side of a bowl, and we can't get people upside down on the Earth, you know, driving about in cars and buses and bicycles and taking off at airports and flying. How comes we can't get that? I'd like you to answer the question, has NASA got the technology to do it, or have they not?
All right, perfect. Yes, first of all, you were wrong about that. You were wrong by a factor of 4,554 when it comes to its distance. So being wrong by that amount, I recommend you update yourself, because before you try, hey, you're not supposed to...
Please, don't talk over each other, guys, okay? Carry on, Reds.
All right, so I understand that he wasn't listening, so I'll repeat myself. You were wrong by 4,554. Being wrong by that many times leads me to believe that you didn't do the proper research. So before you try to debunk something, I have a little bit of advice for you. Try researching it first.
Answer the question.
And there we go. So try researching it first, and maybe, just maybe, you'll actually have a clue as to what it is that you're trying to talk about. Next, why can't we zoom in to individuals walking on the street? Do you know what type of magnification that you would need in order for the Himawari or the Epic camera to do that? The Himawari is in geostationary orbit, which is around 23,000 miles up. And the Epic camera is at the Lagrangian 1 point, which is at 1,000,000 miles away. Those distances zoomed in to the resolution so that you could see individuals walking on the planet would require a mirror that is a lot bigger than even the James Webb Space Telescope, a telescope which is still in development. So you suggesting that NASA have the capability of doing such a thing says a lot more about you than it does about them. What it shows is that you have not done the proper background research to show if what you're asking for is even legitimate to begin with. So what can the Himawari do? What is the Himawari's purpose? The Himawari's purpose is for weather monitoring. What is the Epic's purpose? The same type of shit that Al Gore was originally putting up there to begin with. Weather monitoring. These are scientific instruments. They're not up there to cater to the flat earthers, even though what they will give is completely legit, even if they were to meet their expectations and show them people walking on the side, they would dismiss it as CGI outright because anything from NASA is automatically deemed false because that's what you do when you're intellectually dishonest, like breaking down the wall of lies. Next question, please.
I'd like to actually answer the question. All you did is evade it. I said, does NASA have the technology to show us that? I asked you that question. You did nothing but
if I could just, I believe Reg did answer you. He explained that there is telescopes in development that aren't even as good as the ones that are out there. I think he did answer the question.
Okay, so
let me clarify. Yeah. So I understand, like I did say this earlier in the debate, that you have a problem with listening. So I'll say it slower. What you are asking for would require a mirror a lot bigger than anything that is in existence. So what that means is that no, NASA does not have the technology to do what you want them to do. Even the James Webb Space Telescope with its wide as fuck mirror would not have the available resolution.
Finished?
Do you understand my answer now?
No, I understand you can't answer a straightforward question, but I'm going to come in on that. So how can they, you're saying that NASA does not have the capability? Oh, whatever. So they take a 24-hour time lapse at 1,000,000 miles away or 1,000,000 kilometers away with another telescope, a probe of the moon transit in the Earth, and you're telling me they don't have the technology to do that? Wake up, Red. They do have the technology to do it. And as regards catering for, I think that the American public and my government owe us at least some sort of proof that we live in a spinning ball hurtling through the galaxy at ridiculous speeds. You know, I'm not even going to go into it. Go and look at the so-called model of the Earth and us hurtling through the galaxy. How ridiculous is it? And they can't even come up with one single image of the whole Earth, never have done, never will do, never will zoom into the side of the Earth, but they can take images, 24-hour time lapse, 1,000,000 kilometers or 1,000,000 miles away. I rest my case with that one. It's total fiction, lies. Okay.
So do I respond to that?
Well, you maybe have some questions.
No, I don't have questions. I have an assertion that what you would just rested your case on was the fact that you don't understand a single thing about the subject in which you're speaking. So allow me to explain it again for you, because you seem to have a lot of trouble understanding very simple concepts, which might be your issue. So let's try this again. The mirror that would be needed to make a resolution image of you walking from 1,000,000 miles away is of a size that is impossible to get into space. Even the James Webb Space Telescope, which is a massive mirror, needs to be folded up in order to fit inside of a fairing. What you would need is multiple heavy lift launches with them to dock while in orbit, and then have a booster stage boosted up to them, so that they could make it to Lagrangian 1 point and then take images, and only for you to just come back to NASA and say, nah, it's CGI, fuck you guys, and then go away. No, that's not what it is. Going out that far with a line of spacecraft is actually not that big of a deal. Doing what you're proposing that they were doing would be making it a big deal. You ignore the logistics of the request in which you are making them. So, dude, I have once again this advice for you. Educate yourself. And yes, I do rest my case on that.
Yeah, I'd like to just come back in on that, not to keep going round in circles, but as I said before, if NASA can take a 24-hour time lapse, everyone, of the moon transiting the Earth, and it's not the first time lapse they've done the opposite way around as well, the Earth transiting the moon as well. They can certainly put a satellite up there or a telescope, probe, whatever you want to call it. They can put one up there to take real images. And what Red's saying, he's just saying that that's not capable. You know, they would need heavy lift rockets and all that. They're always using heavy lift rockets for different things. They're putting, wait a minute, they built the ISS up in space. What did they use to take that stuff up? But Red's saying they don't have the capability. That's just an excuse, guys. Okay? Of course they could. Red just wants to avoid that because that would be proof. And he keeps saying we would just say that's CGI. That's not true. If we looked at certain footage and we could see clearly that that was real footage, then we would accept that. We don't always say it's CGI. There's certain parts of launches that we know fine well are not CGI. They're real. People are viewing these things. They are real. But that most of NASA's stuff, that just remember this, not one real image of the shape and size of our whole Earth. And NASA's excuse for it is, what this one out? Listen how ridiculous this is. They can't get up that far. What? So you're out there in the distant galaxy, 1 million miles away, or however far you are. You've got all these probes heading to Mars, and yet you can't go up above the Earth a certain distance and take one full picture of the Earth. Come on. Who's buying this? Honestly, it's rubbish. Absolute crap.
You done?
Rubbish.
All right, my turn. The ISS was built by the space shuttle, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, this guy is such an idiot that he thinks that an international space station built at 260 miles in altitude is equivalent to putting something at 22,000 miles in altitude, or better yet, 1 million miles in altitude. He takes no care. He doesn't give it a second thought that maybe the greater distance requires more fuel, which was something that was out of the capability of the space shuttle that built the International Space Station to begin with, or completely ignores the fact that the space station wasn't brought up in one piece. It was brought up in pieces and they were docked together while in orbit, which I said which would need to happen first, along with boosting up a kicker stage to get such a massive telescope to the Lagrangian 1.2 begin with. He completely ignores the facts of the matter and then asserts that his ignorance, his inability to understand how NASA would do such a thing, leads him to the conclusion that's all lie, all a hoax, all conspiracy. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, is a clear example of someone who has been grossly indoctrinated into the flat earth conspiracy bullshit, who has not been given any facts, any numbers, any hard evidence. He has only been given nonsense and he believes it outright. So to be very clear, the International Space Station was built by the space shuttle. The space shuttle only had to go 400 kilometers in altitude. You are suggesting putting something just as massive at geostationary orbit, which is 22,000 miles in altitude, or better yet, the Lagrangian 1 point, which is 1 million miles in altitude. Learn the difference. Numbers, they actually mean something.
Okay, I'd like to, if possible, screen share a couple of things with you guys just to show you. Red said his baby was epic. So I'd like to show you a photo of the moon taken by Epic next to the Earth, and wait till you see the ridiculousness of this photo. Red believes anything. I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, I was told that the Earth was meant to be the Earth was a third the size bigger than the moon. Ever since then, they've changed the size of the moon to ridiculous sizes compared to the Earth. The Earth is small. The moon, if you look at the Japanese, the Chinese pictures of the moon, they're absolutely ridiculous. It's nothing to do with perspective view. They're just throwing it out there in the chance that you're going to look at the picture, not give it a second thought. But, you know, some people, if you ask anyone what's the size of the Earth compared to the moon, they'll say, oh, the Earth's 5 times the size, or they'll say it's 3 times the size of the moon. You know, all these pictures that have been coming from Epic are showing the moon to be tiny, and exactly what is shown on a flat Earth model. We show the moon as being small compared to the Earth size. We show the sun being small compared to the Earth size. The biggest of all of those has always been the Earth. We've always showed that, and the people who have been fighting this for long and weary, they show the same. Let me, if I can, screen share, and I'll just show.
I just want to start screen sharing, and I'll change it over for you.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a look. Present now. Okay. Share. There we go. Debating, Craig, where you were butting in all the time, and you did apologise, but as you finished off your apology, you were like, well, let me just say, you've got nothing right, absolutely 100% wrong. Well, that's your baby. You said it is. You don't even know that picture? That's your, come on, think. You've bound to have seen it. Epic's your baby.
Let's go ahead and understand context, because someone just reminded me. Yeah, the reason why I said that Epic was my, quote, baby was because I was actually there to see the rocket launch that satellite from 155 miles away. Now, as far as that, you want me to figure out the size of the moon. Guess what? Not going to be able to do it from one fucking image.
That's funny. Okay, everyone take a good look at that, right? And in your own heads, just picture from what you've been told by NASA, all the authorities, on the size of the moon compared to the Earth. Just think about it. How many moons would you fit into the Earth? Okay, and forget perspective view, forget lenses, colors, or anything else. I'd say you could probably fit about 20 moons into the Earth there, and I'm not joking, at 20 minimum. So that's a picture taken by Red's baby, Epic, and now he tells me that he's got no knowledge really of Epic, because that's what he was making out he did have. I was expecting him to say, you know, oh, I know the diameter of this and I know that picture. He's got no knowledge whatsoever. He was there to see the launch. Big deal. So people, that's what Epic's putting out. Is the Earth a third the size bigger than the moon, or even 5 times bigger than the moon? I'd say it's 20 times bigger. That's exactly what's shown on the flat Earth model, not on the globe model.
All right. So yeah. Would all of you guys like to see Breaking Down the Wall of Lies debunk himself on this? Allow me to screen share something. Greg, are you ready?
Yeah, bear me one sec.
Okay. So let's go ahead and present this.
All right, Break, could you stop presenting for me, please?
Just doing it there, Craig. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay. Can you guys see a really cheaply drawn thing in MS Paint?
Yeah, they should be able to.
Perfect. All right. Breaking Down the Wall of Lies. Question. Which is bigger, the white circle or the blue circle? Which is bigger?
That would be hard to tell, because that looks like one of these things where it's to deceive your eyes. You know, one of these trick things. Are they both the same?
No. They're legit different sizes. So which is bigger?
Different sizes. Well, I would say the blue one.
The blue one is bigger?
I would say so.
All right, the blue one is bigger. Perfect. You would actually be correct. Now, this red line, this is going to represent the field of view within a camera. In the field of view of the camera, which would look bigger within the field of view if the camera was right here at the point right here? Which would be bigger in frame?
From that angle there, it would be possibly the white one, yeah.
The white one. All right, so let's try. So if this were to be on the other side of the blue would look bigger, right?
You on about switching it around?
Yeah, if we were to switch it around, you would get a different ratio of sizes, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. I'll let you mull over the consequences of what you just said.
Yeah, it's okay. That don't matter. See, side-on trickery, that matters nothing. As what was seen there was not a side-on view of anything. It was them next to each other. And let me tell you something. Put it like this, right? Let me just let me screen share that again because I want to make out another point as regards that picture, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Let's have a look here. Let me just make a very valid point. Okay, so there it is, right? The diameter or the circumference of the Earth is, would it be correct in saying it's approximately 26,000 miles?
Sorry, I was muted. The circumference?
Yeah, I'm saying is the diameter of the Earth about 26,000. Sorry, the circumference of the Earth about 26,000 miles.
You cut out. Are you talking about the diameter or the circumference?
Oh, diameter.
Pick one, dude. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
God, fuck's sake.
The point I'm making is the Earth, its size. You can clearly see if you wanted to stretch that out, that there is not 248,000 kilometers away. That is nearly upon the Earth. And that is exactly identical to the pictures that we see with a close moon and a close sun. That's the point I'm making. If that moon were 248,000 kilometers away, that would be away in the distance. And let me also point out as well, NASA's other photos show the moon and the Earth to be a massive distance away. They do not show them to be next to one another. These are recent images that they have started to change distances to make it as if, you know, the moon's right there, but that's always been shown on the flat Earth model. It's never been shown on the globe model. This is only recent. So they're changing the goalposts. Let me just point that out. That is not 248,000 kilometers away on that picture. Not a chance.
All right. Now, here's my question. Are you willing to bet your entire channel on that? Because here's my assertion. I bet I could use the actual law perspective and not the bullshit one that flat earthers fed to you and confirm that that moon is where NASA says it is from that very picture, using only the data in that picture. If I'm able to do that, if I'm able to show that conclusively and have it be verified by other people who are good at math, will you stake your entire channel on your assertion that that picture is, quote, bullshit? Because I am. I'll put my channel up.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll ask you this question. I'll accept your challenge as regards if you accept my challenge.
First keep it on mind. First, keep it on mind.
One at a time. All
right, let me repeat. You made an assertion. I'm talking about a single thing on a single issue, which is the issue you brought up. You're saying that that image is inconsistent with the assertions that NASA has made. Even though I'm not here to defend NASA, because I really don't need NASA to prove that flat Earth is full of bullshit, but I will go ahead and take you up on that. I will bet my entire channel and also my backup one on that image comports with reality as NASA has described it. I bet you that. So a simple yes or no is what I'm saying. If I'm shown to be correct, will you breaking down the wall of lies, apologize to everyone who you have been bullshitting to and close down your channel? Yes or no?
Absolutely no, because I know.
Of course not.
Absolutely no. Listen, Red, I'll tell you what, I'll accept that challenge if you want to provide proof of that, and if you accept my challenge. Do you want to hear my challenge?
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. You provide evidence. I don't care how you do it. Provide evidence we live upside down in a spinning ball and that gravity, the kid-on accelerating force, holds trillions of tons of water upside down in a bowl, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, hurtling through the galaxy at 63,000 miles, universe hurtling through that, or galaxy at 2 million miles an hour. You provide proof of that, okay?
Well,
And you can get it from any source you want. And let me tell you, NASA ain't got it. Do you accept the challenge?
Do you also accept evidence that has already been shown by other flat earthers? Because other flat earthers have already debunked you.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I said, do you accept evidence from other flat earthers? Because other flat earthers have already confirmed the rotation of the Earth.
You cut out again. You're just breaking up.
I think it
Am
might
I
be
really
you break.
breaking up?
I can hear everybody fine.
Yeah, he was breaking up on my screen for some reason there. I could only hear part of what he was saying.
All right, Reg, just say that again, bud.
Okay, let's try this one more time. Do you accept evidence from other flat earthers, since other flat earthers have shown the rotation of the Earth?
What is that meant to mean?
It's supposed to be just a yes or no question. Do you accept evidence from other flat earthers? Yes or no?
About what?
About the fact that they've shown that the rotation of the Earth is actually a thing.
Excuse me, the question that was asked to you is, you asked me, would I close my channel down if you provide me proof of that? Now you're bringing in about the rotation of the Earth from flat earthers. I asked you, do you accept the challenge of closing your 2 channels down, your backup channel, the one you've got, if you cannot show me proof that we live upside down in a spinning ball, 1,000 miles an hour, hurtling through the galaxy, 63,000 miles an hour, ridiculously, 2 million miles in our solar system, blah, 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 blah. Get it from any source. Do you accept that challenge?
Okay, so I again ask you, it's not about whether or not I accept it, because the fact is I do. The second thing is that what do you accept as evidence? That's the thing, because if I actually prove it and you...
Truth.
No. But here's the thing. The Earth is round and you don't accept that. So obviously you don't accept truth. So I need to know, what standard are you going to use?
Red, if you present any evidence to me, I will look over any evidence that you have.
But I don't trust your judgment.
Right, so I don't trust yours. So we're at
so basically I'm forced then to just say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, but that's not going to solve anything. You know, do you want me to point out something for everyone here that's watching this debate, if I can?
Please.
Yeah,
please.
It's time that all of us together got our heads together and started doing some proper experimentation. And Red, I have to say, that experimentation that you've done, honestly, it's not the greatest. It's not great to prove anything, okay? There's some of the... We need to think of new things, okay? There's new ideas, not the ones that have been done for hundreds of years over that are still being argued against. If we really want... Anyone who's interested in truth needs to put heads together and get to the bottom of this. As you pointed out, Red, NASA, we don't need NASA, okay? But the truth of it is, NASA's the only one that has got access to what we call outer space or orbit. You know, so it's difficult.
No, they don't.
It's difficult for any of us to go up ourselves and to prove these things. So we all have to do measurements calculated upon the Earth. And looking to the sky really proves nothing, because it doesn't matter the size of Pluto, Jupiter, Venus, or anywhere else. It doesn't matter about any of that. We need to do our observations here. And I have to say, I'm at a stage where I trust my own senses more than I trust the stuff that's coming from NASA. I have to say, the stuff's weak. The argument's weak, you know? But if we want to, anyone who's interested in the truth, it's time we put our heads together, stop all this debate, this argument, and learn to discuss, not to argue against each other, not to name call. I've got involved in the name calling as well, but that's not a way forward. We could do this the next 10 years. What's it going to prove? We're still going to be arguing the same case. And as you pointed out, Red, NASA's not going to do anything up there to try and prove to us, because who are we? Sadly, that's how NASA views us. We are nothing. You know, they take all that money. With all the ills of this world, they take the money and they've got the new moon to the Mars. You know, that's not going to help us. Unless we're on the list, do you think your name's down on the list to go to Mars? You know,
I don't. To be fair, I don't actually want to go to Mars. But secondly, did you know that space is not limited by NASA? There are plenty of other entities that can put shit into space. In fact, did you know that India has their own space agency? What about China? What about Japanese? And also, did you know that Focus CubeSats can put your own CubeSat into orbit? If you spend 25,000 euros, hang on, I'm curious, how much money has Globebusters spent on bullshit observations that amounted to, conveniently disappearing off their channel? How much money did they spend on a ring laser gyro? Was it like around $20,000? If they put some of that money into an actual CubeSat, even you flat earthers, even you dipshits could put something into orbit. So don't come to me with this bullshit that somehow NASA is keeping you guys down, that you guys can't launch your own stuff into orbit and track it yourself and get data from it yourself. You guys have as much access to space as any of us do. If you guys are so passionate about this, if you guys are so passionate to find the truth and expose the lie, or breaking down the wall of lies, as your channel name suggests, then you should be rallying up. You should be collecting all of your funds together and sending, call it FlatSat-1. Send FlatSat-1 into orbit and show once and for all that the big guy held you down when they took your fucking money. Go ahead, do it. Because here's the thing. You can go ahead and say over and over, you can cry and complain, NASA looks at us as shrimp. They're stealing all of our money. They're giving us CGI. They're doing this, they're doing that, and it's hurting my little widow feelings. All that is nonsense. What you are doing, good sir, is trying to poison the well, and you're committing the genetic fallacy like a motherfucker. Put all that shit to the side. Put away all the images that, of course, you're not going to accept from NASA, because you'll just dismiss it out of hand as CGI because guilt by association isn't a thing with you. And put your money where your mouth is. Send up a satellite into space, because, as I just demonstrated, there is a company out there dedicated to doing shit like that for you. You can put your own satellite in space with a camera attached to it and film it yourself. Do it. Do it right now. Do it. Get in contact with everyone. Get in contact with every flat earther out there. Do it right now.
So why have you not done it?
Because I don't need to show that the Earth is round.
So
I have literally done several observations to show the curvature of the Earth. Slice Barcane has done several observations to show the curvature of the Earth. But Soundly has done several observations to show the curvature of the Earth. Not only have I shown the curvature of the Earth, but I have also shown that there is, in fact, object in space, which you dismiss as a fucking hologram.
Okay, that was laughable. I was trying to say about putting heads together and all you had to do is call flat earthers dipshits, but that shows your mentality. I shouldn't have wasted my time with that offer there. But anyway, as regards NASA and all the billions, listen, they get 50 million a day, okay? They get about 19 to 25 billion per year. That's not including all the patents, the money coming back in off the patents. So they're getting a phenomenal amount of money. Whilst they're getting that and they're talking the shit about going and inhabiting the moon, the planet Earth is getting destroyed with pollution. It's getting destroyed by many other factors, and they don't give a shit, okay? That is NASA for you. They live a different life. They're in a different wavelength. They've done nothing for humanity. They've done nothing for people at all. Name one thing that they've actually, in all the billions and trillions of dollars since NASA begun, that have done anything to help humanity. What? Dendritic cell technology on viruses, creating AIDS, creating Ebola, creating this, creating that. You know, you've got a one-track mind that what NASA is doing is something of importance. It doesn't matter. Do you think people who are dying down here, mass unemployment, computers taking over the jobs, the industrial revolution from then on in, disease worldwide, 25 or 26,000 people a day dying of starvation throughout the world, and you got people like NASA spending billions of dollars on a silly ISS space station? You think people care? Putting the big posters of planet Earth, the new bullshit up in slums in places in America. I know what I'd do with that. I'd set it on fire. That's NASA's intellect level. They don't give a shit about people. They are the government at the end of the day. Alex Jones, if you watch the latest show, I don't know if you want to take that guy serious anymore with some of the shit he come out with, but he used to be a guy that you could take serious. He said that NASA is the government, the one and only government. That would make sense because they're full of shit. Who gives a shit about traveling to the moon, inhabiting the moon? We'll never be there. Richard Branson started off Space Galactica. It was to take people, ordinary human beings, up into a place of orbit or somewhere above the Earth that we could see the beautiful shape of the Earth. That's all changed to £250,000 for a ride. And it's entrepreneurs and scientists he's going to be taking up now. NASA's obviously had a little word in his ear and said, Richard, we've got a plan. That's not part of it, okay? And then on to Mars. What is this nonsense? How much more money, billions of dollars, is going to be spent on space when our planet Earth is being destroyed daily? And you talk about NASA hasn't got any responsibilities to the people. Why would they do this? Why should they do this? Who are we to demand it? We're every right to demand it. We're the taxpayer. We're human beings that live here. And in their idea of things, we're out the window and they're heading off into some distant galaxy. At least that's what they tell us. But I know space is absolute bullshit. Okay? And to finish off, before you can come back in, if you don't mind, astronauts up in space, can you see stars? Wow, big discrepancy there. Only recently, some of them couldn't have got the script, obviously. The recent ones on the ISS, oh yeah, you can see the solar system, the planets, you can see the Milky Way, blah, 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 blah. All the other people that have been up in space, even Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, could you see stars from the moon's surface? Elbowing each other, you know, looked like there was a death in the family when they came back. Was that because they had to go out in front of people and actually tell a pack of lies that one of them's took it to the grave with him now? You know, all the astronauts said all it was a velvet blackness, darkness, nothing there. You know, with no proof that there's anything out there. I told and described this to someone else. If you want to put it into perspective, what actually happens is we're standing here on Earth. When you go up and we can see all the stars, we see them every night. When you get up to a distance, you should be good at this, Red. It's all about focal point. When you get up so far, it disappears. It's blackness, darkness, there's nothing there. That would make sense. That's why there's nowhere to go. That's why they said they can't go high enough to take a single picture of our Earth. Yet they can give us fake images at 1,000,000 miles away or kilometers of the Earth transiting the moon and the moon transiting the Earth. It's all fake. Wake up, Red. Do your research. Stop doing old tests that have been done time and time again. Stop relying on NASA. You say you don't rely on NASA.
Can we let Red respond to you've brought up a few things there. Let Red respond to the first thing about astronauts seeing stars in space.
Okay, yeah. So it basically went on for damn near 10 minutes again, and you said absolutely nothing of value. It's a new record. Okay, so let's go ahead and debunk everything systematically. One, why can't astronauts see stars in space? They actually can see stars in space, but if it's day out, if there is a big, brighter sun in the sky, then you have this thing called exposure. And guess what? Exposure is actually a thing. So I have a challenge for you. Go ahead and walk out into, a stadium with all the lights on. Look straight up. And I'm going to ask you the question, where are the stars? And then you'll see just how big of a fucking idiot you were being. Next, what benefits to humanity can we get from the International Space Station? I don't know. Does curing cancer sound like a good benefit to you? What about water purification for the entire fucking world? What about advancements in solar technology, which can increase the efficiency from 20% to 80%? What about the fact that we can actually reverse, not cure, but reverse osteoporosis? What about the fact that we're able to fix the human eye from the inside out using ultrasounds? What about the fact that the technology around CyberKnife was developed around the International Space Station? What about the fact that without satellites in orbit, you would get fucking lost because now your Google Maps doesn't work on your fucking mobile device? There's plenty of benefits to the International Space Station. And also, you are correct about one thing. It is not up to you to decide how NASA spends its money, because you would be having them doing absolutely useless shite like building one of the biggest telescopes in the entire world just so that they could zoom in on your sorry ass walking out your front door in your underwear. No, what they actually want to do with their money is something that's going to give them the biggest bang for their buck when it comes to actual scientific discoveries. I would rather send another probe to Saturn to have a repeat of the Cassini mission, or have something similar around Neptune and gather more scientific data that way than zoom in on your sorry ass walking out of your fucking flat. That doesn't make any sense why I would spend that much money to literally make no benefits for anything of human worth, because you want to see yourself on a satellite fucking camera. I mean, seriously, get your head out of your ass. Saying that says a lot more about you than it does about them. And that's why I said, do your research, man. You're indoctrinated. You have been so brainwashed by the bullshit artists that you even reference Alex Jones? Alex Jones, of all people? So basically, you can go ahead and believing the guy who says, they're turning the freaking frogs gay. Crap. Or I'm going to choose to believe those who have demonstrated the ability to have their shit together to a point where they can launch shit into orbit and have it confirmed by someone like me on the ground using parallax. I'm sorry, dude. Your entire rant, your entire spiel says nothing. Your entire spiel is just an assertion. They're lying. It's CGI. It's fake. It's bullshit. I have one request. Prove it. I don't care. I don't give a shit what you're not convinced of. I want you to prove it.
Right.
Prove
Let me just butt in
like
for
I
one
did.
sec, guys. Right. At this point, I would like to try and bring the conversation back on track. Break, I'll ask you if you could present Reds with your biggest proof of the Earth being flat. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Can I just come in on one thing there, and I'll make it very short and sweet as regards what Red just said there, if that's okay, and then I'll
Quickly,
present.
and then I'd really like to get onto some proofs that we can
Thank you
analyze.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Red, just to let you know, you mentioned a list of cures and all that there, so I suppose microgravity is the magic wand waving stuff that makes them come up with these cures. All the cures on the ISS, they don't need to do them up there on the ISS. Microgravity is not any magic factor that they couldn't have done here on Earth, okay? So all them cures that you're talking about, we don't need the ISS 150 billion space bullshit platform for that. Everyone knows that, okay? As regards for humanity, they've done nothing, zero, okay? We have, I went through a list some time ago when Chris Hadfield was talking about the ISS. Someone was asking him what we got for our money's worth. Absolutely zero, nothing. Absolutely zero, nothing. $150 billion of waste, and they were even talking about
right,
that.
So, sorry, you've been going on for a bit there. Let's really try and get into some proofs now, guys. All right.
Yeah.
So, Break, I'll let you go first. If you could present Reds with your biggest proof of the Earth being flat, okay?
Yeah, Craig. There was just one more point. Can I just bring on to that? That will be 1 minute. I'll make it concise.
Please be quick with it.
Okay. Red mentioned about NASA spending worthless millions of pounds to prove stuff to me and everyone else in the world. I think they should. At the end of the day, the taxpayer deserves it. NASA has to be answerable. You mentioned about wasting money to prove this. What do we see them doing all the time? Up there blowing fucking bubbles? Catching bits of food in the mouth? Doing fucking somersaults? Get a grip of yourself. Wake up. proof
Right,
to
let's
us.
move on to some proofs now, okay? So, Break, if you could present Reds with your biggest proof of the Earth being flat, please.
Okay, I'll screen share.
Yep.
If that's okay. Yeah, cheers. Okay, we're talking about the shape of the Earth. That's what the subject is. There are areas on this planet that have various places that are totally flat. Flat as a pancake. Let's have a look at this. We've got, here we go, Salar de Uyuni. Flat as a pancake, no signs of curvature whatsoever. That's just one. This is on the Red Bull site. You can find it. Just look up flat as a pancake Earth. Okay, that zero curvature over the mileage, nothing to be seen. You have the Maldives, flat as a pancake, no curvature whatsoever to be seen over the mileage, nothing. Okay, I'm only going to present 10 of these because there's lots more than this. Cloncurry, Australia, flat as a pancake. And I'll tell you what, for anyone, I did suggest this to someone, anyone who lives in Australia, if you're watching this right now, you want to go out there and do a test. I looked at a guy on YouTube. He came up with a stupid idea of the old Archimedes or Aristotle, whichever one it was, you know, the shadows. He put an orange with a toothpick in it, the shadow at one end, and he cycled 100 kilometers. And he put the same orange at that, and you know, this proves something. It doesn't prove anything because the sun is local. You know, it's not at 93 million miles away, so his test is inconclusive. It's wrong because the foundation of his test is wrong. Do this, so. Get on your bike, that same Australian guy or anyone else who's out in Australia, and especially flat earthers, go to the flattest area of road. Check that 100-mile road for curvature, okay? Or check it on a surveyor's map as to regards whether it's got a dip or otherwise. Get a drone, get your curvature calculator out, get a drone, raise it to 20 meters high, put a gyroscope on it, put a camera on it, film the unedited footage of that drone going 100 kilometers, and at the end of that, you should have a 500 feet drop. I think it's a 500 feet drop.
All right. Could we let Reds respond to those points you brought up in those images before you carry on anymore?
Not really, because they're all. If you wouldn't mind, I've only got a few more, and this one's easily remembered as regards to drone. If you put a camera on it, and at the end of that 100 kilometers, as I said, there should be a 500 feet drop. See if that road hasn't dropped. Bang. There's no curvature. Stop doing the kid-on experiments, everyone. Do the proper ones. It's dead easy.
I'm going to have to let Reds respond now. You've been going on for quite a few minutes. All right. It's only fair that we let Reds respond to what you've said.
Okay, so yeah, he's been going on for a couple minutes. I'm going to debunk him in less than 30 seconds. One, the angular size of the sun does not change throughout the day. So therefore, the sun is not small and local. A local sun would show a significant change to its angular size. Next, my Tampa Bay blink test. That water is also flat as a fucking pancake. And guess what we see? Curve. Lake Pontchartrain. That water is also as flat as a pancake. And guess what we see? Curve. Oh, what happens when myself and Sean Huffer went out to Warren Dunes? We saw curve because guess what? Chicago skyline was our friend that day. We see curve. 30 seconds or less. Debunked. Next.
That was quite funny. I mean, it's almost laughable. I've got a question for Red then. See that one in what about all the flat areas that I was showing there? There's at least 10 flat areas where there's no curvature at all, and you want to take it over a sea. Why don't you just go to? There's one there, if I'm correct. It's in Florida. Let me just have a double look at that. I'm just going to present again, if that's okay,
yeah,
Craig.
Go ahead.
Thank you. There's one there that's Florida. I'm almost sure of it. Where are you? Maybe not that one. That's just another one. Bonneville Salt Flats. absolutely flat, no curvature whatsoever.
Right,
Trying to find the one for red though. That's
Right, okay.
actually in Florida. Another one. You know, these are all areas that are flat as a pancake. Okay, just look up red buildios flat, 10 places flatter than a pancake. Okay, just look that up and you've got them all there. At the end of the day, oh, there it is. That could be it. Everglades, Florida, no curvature.
All right, let Reds respond to that one particular picture.
All right, thank you. So, so this guy is literally saying that just because something looks flat to him, therefore it is flat to him. So, breaking down the wall of lies, are your eyes sensitive enough to detect such a slight curve like that?
No, what I was saying to you is, why
Please
don't you
answer
go
my
out there
question.
and do your experiments?
Can you answer my question?
Could you ask it again?
Okay. Are you saying that your eyes are so sensitive that you can detect a slight curve to a planet that has a circumference of 26,000 miles while you being only 6 feet above its surface? Are you saying your eyes are literally that sensitive?
You're breaking up there, but I'll answer that question from what I heard you saying. I would trust my eyes. I would trust my eyes with various experiments. I wouldn't. I'm not saying that I've got the eyesight of a hawk. I can see so far. I understand perspective, view through distance. But on every other occasion, there are many areas throughout the world that the surface is flat. End of story. There is no curvature. Suez Canal, flat as a pancake. Let's see your experiments. You got your opportunity here. You got the big platform for no one that's heard of you because you ain't that big. You know, Jaren's got like 126,000 subscribers. You got about 26.
Yeah, and Simon Dan has 160,000. So
Wow.
you want to?
How many of them are NASA bots? Because I do not believe people are buying his bullshit. He's a nobody.
Oh, he's a nobody. He's a nobody.
If I could just say about Simon Dan, he's actually been given a play button by YouTube, and they don't give that to people with bots on their account.
Yeah, prove it.
All right, so let's go ahead and try this. So, and here's another one. Now, would you say that this one shows a completely flat horizon? Let's
You're
try
not
this
screen
one.
sharing, Red.
I know I'm not screen sharing. We'll get to that. Let's go ahead and try this. So would you say like this picture, for example, shows a completely flat horizon?
That does look to be flat in that picture.
There actually is a 1 pixel curve towards the center of the image. Your eyes are shit. Don't trust them. So what's the next piece of bullshit you wish for me to debunk?
Is that your proof?
My proof is that your eyes are not sensitive enough to be used as an accurate form of measurement, you idiot.
Okay, yeah, that's how we build buildings that are almost a mile high because our eyes are fucking so useless. That's how. Tell that to builders and architects throughout the world that don't take.
Yeah, I do. You want to know what they use? You want to know what they use? They use a fucking protractor because they know their eyes are shit for making legitimate measurements.
Well, maybe you need glasses. You should have went to Specsavers.
I mean, if builders' eyes were so good, there would be no need for blueprints. Why the hell would they be blueprints with actual measurements done using, I don't know, rulers, protractors, compasses? Apparently, you think your eyes are such hot shit, but you couldn't measure a 1 pixel difference. Wow. You got eyes of a hawk, but a brain of a turd.
You never even, that was ridiculous evidence there. You never even blew that picture up. I had to deal with a small picture. And if I miss 1 pixel, hey, guess what? I never miss 1 pixel when I see NASA on their online live ISS feed doctoring a pixel. They forgot to change a pixel on the live ISS feed. I done a video on it. And then 2 days or 3 days later, they'd put the pixel back in and it was something different, you know.
What
That's
pixel?
NASA for you. Nothing more than Minecraft bullshit when you zoom in and no high def.
What pixel? Are you talking about like those white pixels that sometimes appear in the sky?
No, this was a pixel that NASA had been playing about with, and
Which pixel?
It's on one of my videos. I can send you the link for it. I've got the pictures before, the pictures after from the ISS live feed, and I'm not on about uninterrupted pixelation or sorry, interruption through pixelation. I'm on about a pixel that was clearly there for days whilst they were doing their ISS live feed. I took the picture. I went back on there days later. Ba-boom, it's gone. Proof, doctored footage. CGI nonsense, exactly as I showed you with the black screen first and then bringing in the still shots, making the curve. Bullshit.
So, wait a minute. You're talking about pixels. All right. So what was so off about this one pixel? Tell me.
Okay, on one of the modules on the ISS, and I can even send you the pictures that I took of it off the ISS live feed, undoctored. They've got a pixel defect. As if they've been altering a pixel. They forgot to change that pixel to what it was. It was still on the ISS days later, then it was removed, and then a little window was put in its place. That is not something that happens on live footage. We do get, if you get a breakup on a channel, you'll get pixel distortion like on your TV when your satellites are not working properly. But this was an actual thing that showed clearly that this was someone had been playing around on Photoshop with this image and had left it that way. They made a mistake. It's a mistake. That's all it was.
Well, I have a not a question but a request.
Yeah.
Can you please bring up stuff that I didn't debunk back in December 11th of 2015? Let me go ahead and screen share something for you guys.
Okay, ready when you're ready.
Okay. The prosumer grade cameras used on the International Space Station aren't heavily modified for use in space. So they actually aren't shielded from the cosmic radiation that exists both outside and inside the station. So when video is being recorded and the DSLR's mirror is flipped up, high energy particles slam into the digital sensor and damage it permanently. Furthermore, breaking down the wall of lies, free from the protection offered by the atmosphere, cosmic rays bombard us within the space station, penetrating the hull almost as if it was not there. They zap everything inside, causing such mischief as locking up our laptop computers and knocking pixels out of whack in our cameras. The computers recover with a reboot. The cameras suffer permanent damage. After about a year, the images they produce look like they are covered with electronic snow. It's amazing what a little bit of research can do when you aren't a dogmatic piece of shit. Isn't that right, breaking down the wall of lies?
I'll answer that. That does not answer the pixelation defect. Anyone looking at it would see clearly that you're talking about snow or whatever, or a bit of pixelation defect. I'm telling you right now, this was not that. This was a photoshopped image, a CGI image of the ISS, the regular view with the modules, one side and another module. And the pixelation was back to being a little window. It was never a little window in the first place, but that's just NASA for you. It must be very hard to maintain a lie for all these years, and that's what they've managed to do. As regards damage to cameras, electronic. What were you saying there about damage to cameras? Sorry.
You weren't even listening.
No,
wow.
No, you were talking very quick, and you've put it down.
I'll just clarify that for you. He said that after about a year of the cameras operating, it looks like they're covered in electronic snow.
Yeah, okay. That it was actually the bit before it. The point I was making, NASA's got lots of money, 50 million a day, billions a year, trillions over the time it started. They can't come up with a camera that avoids that. They use commercial cameras, cheap commercial cameras. Yeah, NASA spent $1 million, if I'm correct, in designing a fucking pen that works in zero gravity. Who gives a shit? Russia took a fucking pencil.
Yes, this is why you want to give a shit about that, because guess what? In 0G, you have this thing called pencil filings. I bet you wouldn't want that floating around, getting in your eyes, up your nose, and breathing that shit in. And secondly, it wasn't NASA that spent $1 million on making a fucking pen. This is where a little bit of research would be done. See, breaking down, here's the thing you don't understand. And when you talk out of your ass like you just did, people can quite easily see it. There was actually a private company that bidded for NASA to use their pens. They used $1 million of their own money, not of the government's. And then NASA bought them because they had already done the research on their own behalf. And guess what? They spent $12 a pen. Eat a dick.
So you're telling me a company wasted its fucking time? Don't be so stupid. A company wasted its time designing a pen for NASA that cost them $1 million for NASA to buy it for $12?
Dude, Boeing designs a whole bunch of useless shit that NASA never used. Have you ever heard of the X-51? That plane had billions of dollars of research in it, and it never flew on a single NASA mission. So yes, this shit happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, and you're telling me they never get compensated for the $1 million spent out on a pen?
Sometimes
you mentioned pencil filings. Wait a minute, they're cutting and shaving their hair in space. They're blowing bubbles. You think they fucking give a shit about what bounces off the walls, throwing tennis balls about, doing somersaults with all that stuff hanging out the walls? Even the movies show you what a real fucking spaceship should look like with everything concealed. That is an architect and an engineer's nightmare where they fit on the ISS. And let me guess, that's just how it should be.
Again, breaking down, I give you the same advice I gave you last time. Do your research, because as soon as you start talking out of your ass again, people are going to find out. Allow me to screen share something for you again, because again, research, dude. You're making this way too easy. This is the astronaut shaving his head. That hose attached to it is a vacuum. So now here's something. I understand this is very complicated for you to understand, so allow me to explain it to you slowly. They have a special trimmer with a vacuum attachment so that the hair doesn't go flying in 0G. Is that too complicated for you to understand?
Can you keep that picture up, please? Yeah, do you notice, guys, this is NASA at its best. Look at the amount of fucking duct tape that's on there. Even outside on the ISS when they're doing the spacewalks and all that, they're meant to be up there in the thermosphere. Temperature's going up to about 2,000 degrees. Absolute bullshit. They've got stuff covered in fucking thermal tape. Utter nonsense, guys. Look at the tape. Scotch tape round about the hose. That looks like a fucking washing machine hose. What a joke.
So basically, NASA needs the super special NASA tape in order for Breaking Down a Wall of Lies to believe it. But yet, when given an actual explanation as to what the fuck is actually going on, he points to the tape that is used.
You got the water bubbles.
Dude, you have got to come back to something better than that. My God.
And food flying all over the place. They give a shit about what's bouncing off the walls and getting into the computer systems. It's all fake. Every single last bit of it.
That has got to been your best fail ever. I'm going to highlight that bit. But anyway, showing this out, you actually see what is that right next to his hand right there. This part right here, that is an air return. Do you want to know why the air return is in there? The reason why the air return is in there, so that shit doesn't go flying outside of that booth. And so he has a vacuum. He has a vacuum attachment to his trimmer, and anything that gets loose is going to go back into that air return, which has a filter. So yes, they actually do care about shit floating around in the space station. Why do you think they're not allowed to eat bread, but they need to use tortillas because tortillas don't do crumbs?
What, when Chris Hadfield and all the other astronauts are faffing about with water bubbles, and the fucking water bubbles are floating off or into the computer systems, the ceilings, all over the place, they catch all that water?
Yeah,
unfortunately. And food flying about the place. That's what they're spending billions of dollars on. Listen, they're throwing it in your face and you don't even see it. It's a fucking joke, okay? What can you name me one decent experiment that has benefited mankind? And I know what the one experiment is that NASA has come out and said. They've come out with a couple, but there's one in particular, something to do with a glue for joints. What, they couldn't have designed that in fucking Earth? What's microgravity, the magic wand that you just wave up there and it comes up with? You mentioned cancer cures. What's the ISS to do with cures for cancer?
I mean, the thing is that even if I give you all these benefits, you're just going to reject it outright. And not only that, let me finish. But you did mention the water droplets and it going everywhere. This again research, man, because every time you talk out of your ass, people are going to catch on to it. So allow me to explain to you yet again. If you're referring to that big ball of water that they had when they stuffed the GoPro in it so you could see the inside of it, that was done in the kitchen. Literally that place is designed to be wet or get soiled sometimes. Look at the walls. Secondly, when Scott Kelly actually did his water ping pong demonstration with a 4K red camera, mind you, when he did his ping pong demonstration, that was a little bit of water. A small bit of water. That was like literally, like I think it was like smaller than a golf ball even. In fact, I can pull up that video for you right now if you want to see it. The amount of water that they use on the space station has to be kept to a minimum. But these guys who do these water demonstrations of 0G or how water acts in 0G are smart enough to keep everything under control where it's not going to fuck up the systems around it. And by the way, that big clump of water is a lot easier to control than like, I don't know, nail clippings, hair, file shavings from a lead fucking pencil. And you want to call the Russian smart on that? Ugh. Don't go on the Soyuz if you ever get a chance.
Truth is, I'll put it in a nutshell. It's been 60 years of after trillions of dollars, and NASA's yet to come up with one fucking proof of what we live on. Substantial evidence. There's zero. If you want to provide that on NASA's behalf or your own behalf, I'm waiting.
Reds, why don't you present your biggest proof for the Earth being a globe?
The biggest one for the Earth being a globe. Okay, let's try direct observation of curvature. That would be a good one. But I'm going to actually do one better. I'm going to use Slice Barkane's observation. Slice Barkane, along with many volunteers from all over the planet, measured the altitude angle of the sun. When these stick lines were plotted, the only model that resulted in zero contradictions was the round Earth model. Not only that, but it also verified the accepted size of our globe. When these same stick lines are applied to a flat Earth model, we have contradictory answers when it comes to the location of the sun, as well as the angular size of that sun. This one observation only works with a globe, and it will never work with a flat Earth, period. End of it. And notice how I didn't have to go to NASA for any of that shit.
Is that your best proof?
Oh no, that's just one of them. That's
okay.
that's just one.
Citation, please.
Citation, sure thing. Let's do it.
Let's see it. Let's see the evidence. Let's see the proof.
Sounds good. All right, Slice Barkane. I'm going to be Slice Barkane's in the live chat right now, so he's going to laugh.
He says he feels used.
He feels used. Good. He better feel used.
Just let me know when you need to screen share.
I know. I'm getting to the video right now. Hang on. Let me just actually I'll screen share the entire process right here.
Is this video long?
Oh, it goes over everything. So let's go here. So let's go ahead and skip all this evidence of the Earth being round. So let's skip all this evidence of the Earth being round. Let's skip all of these other pieces of evidence of the Earth being round. Let's keep skipping the more evidence of the Earth being round. Yeah, still skipping all the evidence of the Earth being round.
Citation, no validation.
Let's break. Let Reds do what he's doing, and then you can respond. Okay.
Okay. Skip all this information of the Earth being round. Even more information of the Earth being round. All right, let's do flat Earth debunked. Believe this is it. Yes, it is. All right, perfect. So what we have here is a bunch of volunteers who. These are each of the volunteers. Their channels, I believe, are linked down below. And what they have is their location with their latitude corresponding to their location. And what you see here is actual images of their observations. So I'm going to pause it here so that you can see most of their observations were done in the north. 2 observations were done south of the equator. So not only does he show you the value, he also shows them actually taking the value to begin with and an image of their surroundings so you can verify where they are on Google Earth. And then as we go down the line, you see more and more and more. I can do this for each and every single person that contributed to this observation. I unfortunately couldn't make it, but there. Here, he even gives you the latitude and longitude, which is GPS location. So there you go. And also another image to show you where he was and reference everything else. You can verify their locations and stuff like that.
Is it unedited video?
So again, each one of them did their own observations.
Oh.
And so this is what the flat earth gave us. A flat earth gave us inconsistent answers when it comes to the location of the sun in the sky. And when it comes to the round earth, let's see what the round earth model does. Up, 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 up. This is actual data taken from actual people. And by the way, flat earthers were invited to participate in this observation, but none of them showed up. Gee, I wonder why. And as you can see, when it was all done, the only model that resulted in 0 contradictions was the round earth model. This video, I should say, was posted on October 1st, 2017, and I'm going to put a link to this video in the live chat right now. So that's one. Debunk that one.
Well, I cannot debunk any of that because all I seen there was still shot images. I mean, that I'm sorry to say is not classed as proof. If you showed me unedited video footage and
sorry, Red, that's a break. I've got to call you up there. He's just presented evidence with data showing a particular thing. Rather than just saying, no, that's not proof, could you actually try and rebut it?
How am I meant to rebut something that's an absolute joke? You take that as proof. So who
by
validated,
demonstrating it to be a joke?
So what outside person validated your claims?
Anyone can validate our claims. That's the great thing about this observation. It is testable and repeatable.
So I'm asking
do it
you,
yourself.
I'm asking you, who validated those claims?
Well, I did, first of all, and not only that, but everyone did. Everyone did. Everyone did. Everyone validated it, considering that no one has been able to debunk it.
So I could take still shot images of anywhere I want and put it up on a video and say this is proof and evidence of what? Absolutely.
As long as your still shot images actually show what you are describing. So, for example, my still shot images show buildings being obscured by an obvious curve. Their still shot images not only show them doing the observation, not only show them where they are to do that observation, but also shows the measurement of their observation. And from those data points, you can actually build a consistent model based on the data that they were able to gather. And the only model that resulted in 0 contradictions was the globe model. The model that resulted in only contradictions was the flat earth model.
I have to say again, there's no validation to any of your claims whatsoever.
Do it yourself.
Just a load of still shots. That's all you've got there.
I have to do my job as a moderator here, Break, because all you've presented Reds with is still images from third parties. Yet you complain to him when he does the same to you. What Reds just presented you with was data gathered from a whole bunch of people around the globe, not just still images. And I feel like you're being a bit disingenuous saying that that's not proof when literally all you've shown is still images to Reds.
What I have done is shown NASA's own images undoctored from them to point out that NASA is telling a pack of lies with a CGI footage. I've pointed out that stuff. I've not, other than the flat earth proofs that I put forward, the planes, etc., etc. These are planes that anyone can go to and see for themselves. Over hundreds of miles, there's 0 curvature. The Suez Canal, these are all places around the world. I have not been. I am, of course. So first-hand evidence, Red has come up with 0. Second-hand evidence from other people, he has come up with that. It's just claims. He has no validation. He says he wasn't there. He was unfortunate, couldn't be there. So
right, Reds.
He's validated that.
Reds, can you show the drone footage that you took and then compress it live for Break, please?
Sure thing.
Hold on, can I just come in there?
Can
I come in there a second? if I'm correct, Craig, you just overstepped the mark as being a moderator.
No,
there.
I'm doing my job as a moderator, trying to bring the conversation back on track and ask for actual proofs to be presented. What I'm asking Reds to do now, break. I'm asking Reds to present you with an evidence that he has gathered himself. All right. So I'm going to let Reds present you with this evidence, and then I would like you to rebut it. Okay. I'm doing my job as a moderator, and I am bringing the conversation on track and saying what is going to happen. Reds is going to present you with some evidence, and you will rebut it. Go ahead, Reds.
Thank you. All right. So hopefully I can do this without being interrupted. Let's see what happens. All right. So let's try this. And by the way, let's try this one. Let's do here. Get to the link that's on there with paint. There it goes. All right. Are we ready for this one? All right.
Yep,
then.
screen share when you're ready.
Yep. All right. So let's try this. Oh, yeah, by the way, this was one of my images in the Flat Earth folder. Got that one confused. So my apologies, but here's that image again. If we go to select all and compress it from left to right, and then zoom in on it like this, and then scroll down, you will see that there is a distinct curve in the image, and to prove it, I am going to draw a line from one corner of the horizon to the other corner of the horizon and make it thin enough that we can actually see it. Right. And if you see in right there, the line does not touch the top of the water, which means that there is actually a curve in the image.
All right, before you respond, Break, I'll tell you what's happened there. Reds, with his own drone, has taken a shot of the horizon, and then he has put that into paint and simply compressed the image from left to right to show that there is curvature. Could you please rebut that?
Yeah, Jeranism destroyed that one in seconds. He took a picture of his kitchen bunker and he compressed it and it showed a curve. Goodbye.
And then Reds actually did a video debunking what Jeranism said. Have you seen that?
Nah, can I honestly say if you have to compress images, wait a minute, and that was a circular image, it never showed curvature disappearing over the horizon, or else we'd need to call it a curve horizon, as everyone knows. That was a circular image, and the truth of it is, if that's took with a wide-angled lens or a panoramic lens, it's going to show that anyway, because look at every high altitude balloon footage that shows you as they're rising up, there's a big circle round about them. That's all that's been done on, and then he's compressed it. What the hell?
This is where I have to once again point to you.
Break, let Reds respond, please. There's a lot of talking over each other, like one at a time.
Once again, I have to tell you to do your research, because every time you talk out of your ass, people are going to call you out on it. Even on a fisheye lens, if you have a straight line that occupies the center of the frame, it will not be bowed up. It will not be bowed down. It will stay perfectly straight. Yes, it will. And the fact that you don't know that says a lot more about you than it does about me or NASA. Secondly, I actually went ahead and debunked Jeranism little shitty video, which was actually the easiest debunk I've actually ever done in my life, guys. So let me go ahead and destroy this this really terrible argument real quick. So here you can see my video. The video is called "The Desperation of the Globe Earth Deniers," because as you know, globe Earth deniers are getting desperate at this point. So here you see what Jeranism did. Jeranism took a straight line and he took an image of it. He then compressed that image from left to right, and it showed a curve in the image. So what did I do? I took my DJI Mavic Pro, the same camera that took the image of the horizon, and I drew a similar line on the screen. Mine was red, his was white, but who really cares? So then what I did was I held my drone in front of the monitor so that I could do the same thing that Jeranism did. I then loaded that image onto my computer and I squashed it from left to right. Oh, and look, my line did not curve like Jaren's did. So what does that mean? That means if the line is straight and placed in the center of the frame and I compress it from left to right, it's still going to remain straight. And that would mean that any curve that I see in the image is curve that was there in reality. Done, dusted. Get better arguments, dude. Research, my
we
friend.
have now been going for over 2 hours. So
I agree.
At this point, I would like for you guys to start doing your final arguments. Break, I will let you go first. I think it's only fair. I'll give you 5 minutes. If you would just like to give your final thoughts and any final rebuttals as to anything Reds has brought up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It seems we're getting cut short here. I'm not saying that we're not over the time, but I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of more stuff I could show you out there. I have to say, rounding this off, that Red will continue to believe everything from the textbooks, everything that comes from NASA, JAXA, the Himawari, all this rubbish. It proves nothing. The argument is the shape of the Earth. Red's tests are inconclusive. You'll see still shot images all the time. You'll not see uncut video footage, whereas Jaren and other people will show you uncut video footage. They don't just go out there, do the field experiments and put up still shots of stuff. Most of the experiments that I have seen, they've been out there doing proper field tests, uncut video footage, the same with lots of other guys. There's hundreds of proofs that the Earth is flat. Go on to Eric Dubai's site, IFERS, International Flat Earth Society. Go on to that. Look at the 200 proofs that Earth is not a spinning ball. You'll see them all there. You'll see everything that I would have included, but it takes too long. Don't believe NASA, guys. It's total lies, total CGI. Just remember, not one picture, not one real picture. It has to be photoshopped. 15,000 images of the Earth they took because they can't get high enough to take one whole picture, yet they can send a probe 1 million miles away, and take a picture, 24-hour time lapse. Work it out, guys. It don't make sense. Red, sorry, you brainwashed from infancy. I'm doing a video especially for you, my friend. And listen, if we can work these things out, clunk our heads together, if you were willing to do that and have a chat, a discussion instead of this name calling and arguing, whatever else. And by the way, please, guys, don't take it personal when I'm saying about being brainwashed. I was that guy. I was the brainwashed guy that believed we lived upside down on a spinning ball, believed everything till I woke up. Just remember, guys, there's 2 choices here. Go do your own research or keep believing NASA and the rest of the lies are pumping out. Thanks for giving me the time, Craig, and thanks for preparing all this at short notice.
No worries.
And thank you to the other guy that set it up as well. And thanks, Red, for giving us a platform too.
Reds, if you would like to give your final thoughts.
Yes. Well, breaking down, I must say thank you for showing up, but I have to disagree. You used to not be brainwashed, and now you are. In fact, I would say that you are one of the most brainwashed individuals I have ever had, I guess, the privilege to talk to. Brainwashing is quite a damaging thing, and it has damaged you quite a bit. The question was very simple. Which model best comports with reality? Which model do we have evidence for? This entire debate, the only thing you have done is asserted with no evidence backing it up. You have shown no confidence in even the stuff that you present, and that you don't want to put your own channel up for scrutiny on that. But not only that, I was very, very willing to demonstrate my model to you, which is why I did. I demonstrated not only the fact that our Earth is round, I demonstrated even the size of our Earth and how you yourself can verify it. And not only that, I also showed how you yourself and maybe other of your flat Earth friends could get together and even send up your own satellite, because space is not limited to just NASA or people who work with them. It's access to everybody. So the fact is that, have you demonstrated how your model comports with reality? Have you figured out a workaround for the contradictions that plague your model? Have you done your own observations instead of getting everything secondhand or looking at pictures from NASA that we all know you're just going to dismiss outright because it is from NASA, despite the guilt from association fallacy you will be committing there? No, we didn't. We got nothing from you. Nothing to show, nothing solid, basically just constant rhetoric of we're being lied to, do your own research, and then when you do your own research and you find out that the Earth isn't fucking flat, you're just going to be called a shill as a result. That's the one thing that Breaking Down forgot to mention. But breaking down, I want to say that if you want to believe that the Earth is flat, that's fine. You can believe that the Earth is flat. You are more than welcome to believe in a contradictory model. You are more than welcome to believe in a model that can't make accurate predictions. You are more than welcome to think that everyone is lying to you despite the evidence to the contrary. In other words, you are more than welcome to be wrong on your own time. But until you are able to win a debate like this, I recommend you do some more research and stop making videos. By the way, your editing is horrible. Red on a white background, eyesore, man. Thank you very much for watching.
Right, well, thank you very much, guys. Donna, would you like to say anything before we go?
Yeah, well, I haven't much to say on the matter tonight. I'm just glad that's came to a peaceful end.
Right, brilliant. Guys, I'm going to hold a after show on my channel in about 15-ish minutes. If you want to hop over there, we can have a discussion about what's been going on here today. But again, I want to thank everyone for taking part and being amicable for the most part. Thanks to Lookapig for helping me set this up. And remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.